Her sweet food put him in trouble. In the heart of a small African town lived a young man named Emeka. He was very smart and had graduated with a degree in engineering. But no matter how hard he tried, he couldn't find a good job. 4 years had passed since his graduation, and Emeka had knocked on many doors without success. "I can't believe it's been 4 years," Emeka said to himself one morning, getting ready for another day at the motor mechanic workshop. "I studied so hard, and now I'm fixing cars just to survive." Emeka worked at a small workshop owned by a kind but strict man named Mr. Adamu. The workshop was always busy, with many people bringing their cars for repairs. "Good morning, Mr. Adamu," Emeka greeted as he walked into the workshop. "Morning, Emeka," replied Mr. Adamu, wiping his greasy hands on a rag. "We have a lot of work today. Miss Bakare's car is still making that strange noise, and Mr. Johnson's truck needs an oil change." "I'll get started right away," Emeka said with a determined nod. Despite his situation, Emeka always gave his best efforts. As Emeka worked, he couldn't help but think about his friends who had found good jobs in the city. They often shared their success stories on social media, and Emeka felt left behind. "Why is it so hard for me?" he wondered aloud, tightening a bolt under the hood of a car. "I have the skills and the knowledge. All I need is a chance." During lunch break, Emeka sat on a wooden bench outside the workshop, eating a simple meal of rice and beans. He watched the busy street, filled with people going about their daily lives. "Emeka," called out a familiar voice. It was his friend Oke, a lively and cheerful man who often visited him. "Hey, Oke," Emeka responded with a small smile. "How are you?" "I'm good, my friend," Oke said, sitting beside Emeka. "But you look worried. What's on your mind?" "It's the same old story," Emeka sighed. "I can't find a corporate job in my field. I'm stuck here fixing cars." Oke patted him on the back. "Don't give up, Emeka. Your time will come. Just keep working hard and stay positive." "I hope so, Oke," Emeka said, feeling a bit comforted by his friend's words. As the sun began to set, Emeka finished his work for the day. He was tired, but knew he had to keep going. Little did he know a chance encounter was about to change his life forever. One hot afternoon, the sun was high in the sky and the streets were bustling with activity. Emeka was busy working on an old car when he heard the sound of a car engine struggling. He looked up to see a sleek red car pulling into the workshop, sputtering and coughing before it finally died. "Looks like someone's in trouble," Emeka murmured to himself, wiping his hands on a rag as he walked towards the car. The door of the red car opened, and out stepped a stylish woman in her mid-30s. She wore a bright yellow dress that matched her vibrant personality, and her presence immediately caught Emeka's attention. "Good afternoon," Emeka greeted her with a warm smile. "How can I help you today?" "Good afternoon," the woman replied, looking a bit flustered. "My car just broke down. I'm not sure what's wrong with it. Can you take a look?" "Of course," Emeka said confidently. "I'll take a look right away." As Emeka popped the hood and began examining the engine, the woman watched him with curiosity. "You are very quick and efficient," she remarked, trying to make conversation. "Thank you," Emeka replied, focusing on the task at hand. "I've been doing this for a while now." After a few minutes, Emeka found the problem. "It looks like a loose connection in the ignition system. I'll fix it for you." "Thank you so much," the woman said, clearly relieved. "By the way, my name is Stella. I really appreciate your help." "It's my pleasure, Stella," Emeka said, smiling. "I'm Emeka. I'll have your car running in no time." As Emeka worked on the car, Stella couldn't help but notice his skill and dedication. She was impressed by how quickly he diagnosed and fixed the problem. "You are very talented, Emeka," Stella said, leaning against the car. "Have you always worked as a mechanic?" Emeka paused for a moment, then replied, "Actually, I graduated with a degree in engineering, but I haven't been able to find a white-collar job in my field, so I'm working here to make ends meet." Stella looked surprised. An engineering graduate working as a mechanic? That's surprising. You are clearly very skilled. Emeka shrugged. It's not what I planned, but I have to do what I can to survive. Stella nodded thoughtfully. Life can be unpredictable. Sometimes we have to take different paths than we expected. Emeka tightened the last bolt and closed the hood of the car. Your car is all set, Stella. It should run smoothly now. Stella started the car and smiled as the engine poured smoothly. You did an excellent job, Emeka. How much do I owe you? It's a minor repair, so just the standard fee, Emeka replied. Stella handed him the money and added a generous tip. Thank you, Emeka. I really appreciate it. If you don't mind, I'd like to stay in touch. You never know when I might need your help again. Emeka was surprised but grateful. Of course, Stella. Feel free to call me anytime. They exchanged phone numbers. As Stella drove away, Emeka couldn't help but feel a sense of hope. He had no idea that this encounter would be the beginning of a significant change in his life. A few days after Stella's car trouble, she returned to the workshop, looking cheerful and carrying a basket of food. Emeka was under a car fixing its brakes when he saw her elegant shoes near his head. He rode out from under the car, surprised to see Stella again. Stella, what a surprise, Emeka said, getting to his feet and wiping his hands on his overalls. Hello, Emeka, Stella greeted with a warm smile. I brought you some lunch. I thought you might be hungry. Emeka's eyes widened. That's very kind of you. Thank you so much. They sat on a bench outside the workshop, and Stella opened the basket, revealing a delicious spread of gari, egusi soup, and grilled chicken. This looks amazing, Emeka said, taking a bite of the chicken. You are very generous. Stella laughed. I enjoy cooking. It's a small way to show my appreciation for your help the other day. As they ate, Stella asked, So Emeka, tell me more about yourself. How did you end up working here? Emeka sighed, taking a moment to collect his thoughts. Well, I graduated with a degree in engineering 4 years ago. I was full of dreams and hopes, but finding a job in my field has been incredibly difficult. I applied to many places, oil companies, but no luck, so I took up this job to make ends meet. Stella listened intently. That's quite a story. It's clear you are very talented and hardworking. It must be frustrating not being able to use your degree. It is, Emeka admitted, but I've learned a lot here, and I'm grateful for the work. It helps me stay afloat. Stella looked thoughtful. You know, Emeka, sometimes life takes us on unexpected journeys, but those journeys can lead to wonderful opportunities we never imagined. Emeka nodded. I suppose you are right. I just wish I could find a way to use my skills more fully. Stella smiled. I believe in destiny, Emeka. Maybe our paths cross for a reason. There are many ways to achieve our dreams, even if the path isn't what we expected. After lunch, Stella stayed a while longer watching Emeka work. She was fascinated by his dedication and skill, and she admired his resilience in the face of adversity. You really are very talented, Stella said as she prepared to leave. Have you ever thought about starting your own business? Emeka looked surprised. My own business? That would be a dream come true, but I wouldn't even know where to start. Stella's eyes sparkled with an idea. Perhaps I could help. I know people and I have some resources. Maybe we can figure something out together. Emeka was taken aback. You will do that for me? Why not? Stella replied warmly. I believe in helping those who have potential, and I see great potential in you, Emeka. Emeka felt a surge of hope and gratitude. Thank you, Stella. I don't know what to say. Just keep doing what you are doing, Stella said with a smile. Work hard and stay true to yourself. Let's see where this journey takes us. As Stella drove away, Emeka felt a renewed sense of purpose. He realized that sometimes the kindness of others can open doors to new possibilities. Stella's belief in him was a spark that reignited his own belief in himself. Days turned into weeks and Stella's visits to the workshop became more frequent. She always brought food, and each time, she and Emeka would sit together, sharing meals and stories. Their friendship grew stronger with each encounter. One sunny afternoon, Stella arrived at the workshop with a big smile and a basket of freshly cooked fried rice, chicken, and fruits. Emeka, look what I brought today, she called out cheerfully. Emeka emerged from under a car, his face lighting up when he saw Stella. Stella, you spoiled me with all this good food. Thank you. They found their usual spot on the bench outside the workshop, As they ate, they talked about their dreams and ambitions. Emeka, Stella began, I've been thinking a lot about our conversations. You have so much potential and it saddens me to see you not fully utilizing your engineering skills. Emeka nodded, taking a bite of the chicken. I appreciate your concern, Stella. It's been rough, but I try to stay positive. Though this mechanic job is also part of engineering, though not at the level I want to be. I admire your resilience, Stella said softly. I wanted to share something with you. I started my fashion business with very little. It was hard, but I believed in my dream and worked tirelessly. And now it's flourishing. That's inspiring, Emeka replied. Your success shows that hard work and dedication pay off. Stella looked at him intently. And that's why I want to help you. I see the same potential in you that I saw in myself when I started. I believe you can achieve great things. Emeka was touched by her words. Thank you, Stella. Your belief in me means more than you know. One evening, as they sat in Stella's garden after dinner, surrounded by blooming flowers and the soft hum of crickets, Stella smiled warmly. I want to help you start your own vehicle servicing center, Stella said. You have the skills, and I have the resources. We can do this together. Emeka was stunned. Stella, that's incredibly generous, but why would you do this for me? Stella smiled warmly. Because I believe in helping those who deserve it. And you, Emeka, have shown me nothing but hard work, talent, and integrity. You deserve a chance to shine. Tears welled up in Emeka's eyes as he processed her words. I don't know how to thank you, Stella. This is more than I ever dreamed of. Just promise me one thing, Stella said, taking his hand. Promise me you will give it your all and never give up, no matter how tough it gets. Emeka squeezed her hand, feeling a surge of determination. I promise, Stella, I won't let you down. As Emeka moved into Stella's mansion, he couldn't believe how much his life had changed. He had his own room, a comfortable bed, and a space to call his own. Every morning, he woke up with a renewed sense of purpose, ready to work on his new venture. Stella introduced Emeka to her friends and business associates, helping him network and learn the ropes of running a business. They spent countless hours planning and preparing for the opening of Emeka's vehicle servicing center. One evening, as they sat on the porch watching the sunset, Emeka turned to Stella and said, You have changed my life, Stella. I don't know how I will ever repay you. Stella smiled and shook her head. Just keep working hard and stay true to yourself, Emeka. That's all the repayment I need. As the days passed, Emeka and Stella's bond grew stronger. They were not just friends, but partners in a journey towards success. Emeka knew that with Stella by his side, he could achieve anything. The day of the grand opening of Emeka's vehicle servicing center arrived. The center was a modest yet well-equipped workshop, a testament to the hard work and dedication Emeka and Stella had put into making it a reality. Emeka felt a mix of excitement and nervousness as he prepared for the big day. Stella was there early, helping set up and making sure everything was perfect. She wore a beautiful dress, her face beaming with pride. Emeka, today is your day, Stella said, placing a reassuring hand on his shoulder. You have worked so hard for this. Emeka smiled, feeling a surge of gratitude. I couldn't have done it without you, Stella. Thank you for believing in me. As the guests started arriving, Emeka's friend Oke walked in, looking around in awe. Wow, Emeka, this place looks amazing. I'm so proud of you. Thanks, okay, Emeka said, giving him a hug. It's been a long journey, but we're here now. The ceremony began with a small speech from Stella. She spoke about Emeka's journey, his perseverance, and their shared vision. The crowd listened intently, inspired by the story of hard work and friendship. Emeka is a shining example of what can be achieved when you don't give up on your dreams, Stella said, her voice filled with emotion. An honor to be a part of his journey, and I know he will accomplish great things. Emeka stepped forward to address the crowd, his heart pounding with excitement. Thank you everyone for being here today. This moment means so much to me. 4 years ago, I couldn't have imagined standing here, opening my own business. But with Stella's support and the encouragement of friends like Oke, I've learned that anything is possible. After the speeches, the guests mingled, enjoying refreshments and congratulating Emeka. Stella introduced Emeka to several influential people in the community, helping him establish connections that would be beneficial for his business. Later, as the sun began to set, Emeka and Stella stood outside the workshop watching the last of the guests leave. The sky was painted with shades of orange and pink, a beautiful end to a perfect day. Today was incredible, Emeka said, feeling a deep sense of accomplishment. I can't believe how far we have come. You deserve every bit of it, Emeka, Stella replied, smiling warmly. This is just the beginning. There will be challenges, but I know you have the strength and determination to overcome them. Emeka nodded, feeling more confident than ever. With you by my side, I know I can handle anything. Stella looked at him, her eyes filled with pride and something more. Emeka, I believe in you not just as a business partner, but as a friend. Together, we can achieve great things. As they stood there, the bond between them grew stronger. They knew that this was the start of a new chapter, one filled with promise and potential. Let's make this business a success, Emeka said, holding out his hand. Stella took his hand and shook it firmly. Together, we will. Months passed since the successful opening of Emeka's Vehicle Servicing Center. The business was thriving. Thanks to Emeka's dedication and Stella's guidance, Emeka had grown more confident in his abilities and was gaining recognition in the community. One sunny afternoon, Emeka was overseeing the repair of a customer's car when Stella walked into the workshop, her face bearing a serious expression. Emeka, Stella called out, catching his attention. Can we talk for a moment? Emeka wiped his hands on a rag and approached Stella, concern flickering in his eyes. Sure, Stella, what's on your mind? Stella hesitated for a moment before speaking. I've been thinking a lot about the future of the business, she began carefully. You have done an incredible job, Emeka. The center is thriving, and I'm proud of what we have accomplished together. Emeka smiled gratefully. Thank you, Stella. I couldn't have done it without your support. Stella nodded. But I've also been thinking about your long-term goals, Emeka. Do you see yourself running this workshop for the rest of your life? Emeka's smile faltered slightly as he considered her question. I haven't really thought that far ahead, he admitted. I'm just focused on making the business successful right now. Stella looked thoughtful. That's understandable. But Emeka, I believe you have so much potential. Have you considered expanding your skills or exploring other opportunities? Emeka furrowed his brow, feeling a mix of pride and uncertainty. I never imagined I would be in this position, he confessed, but I'm grateful for the opportunity. What do you have in mind, Stella? Stella took a deep breath, choosing her words carefully. I think it's important for you to continue growing, Emeka. Whether it's further education, learning new aspects of the business, or even exploring partnerships, there are many possibilities. Emeka nodded slowly, absorbing her words. You are right, Stella. I don't want to become complacent. I want to keep pushing forward. Stella smiled encouragingly. I know you can, Emeka. You have the drive and determination. And remember, I'm here to support you every step of the way. Emeka felt a surge of determination. Thank you, Stella. I appreciate your belief in me. One sunny afternoon, while lounging at the cafeteria of the modern mechanic workshop, Oke observed Emeka with a furrowed brow. My friend, Oke began, his voice laced with concern. I've noticed how you've been living off Stella's kindness. Emeka chuckled dismissively, taking a sip of his bottled water. Oh, come on, Oke. Stella is just helping out. It's not a big deal. Oke leaned forward, his expression serious. Emeka, listen to me, oh. A man who lives off a woman will never get her full respect. You need to think about your future and what you want. Emeka waved a hand casually, brushing off Oke's advice. I appreciate your concern, Oke, but everything is fine. Stella and I are good. As the sun dipped low on the horizon, casting long shadows across Stella's grand estate, Emeka awaited her return from another bustling day at her fashion empire. The aroma of home-cooked meals wafted through the air, and attempted by Emeka to create a comforting atmosphere. Stella stormed into the house, her heels clicking sharply against the marble floor. Her face was etched with frustration, and Emeka hurried over, concern etched in his features. Stella, what happened? He inquired softly. Stella's voice was strained as she recounted her day, her tone sharp and agitated. I had a terrible day, Emeka. Everything went wrong with that client, and now they're threatening to pull out of the deal. Trying to lighten the mood, Emeka nervously mentioned the minor accident he had earlier with the SUV. Stella's reaction was unexpected, a sudden outburst that pierced the air like a thunderclap. You can't even handle small things like this, Emeka, she yelled, her frustration spilling over. I pay for everything and you can't even take care of the car. Emeka recoiled as if struck, wounded by Stella's harsh words. He stood there, silent and hurt, unsure of how to respond. Feeling raw and vulnerable, Emeka excluded himself from Stella's presence, needing space to collect his thoughts. He wandered aimlessly through the twilight streets until he found solace in the familiar warmth of a local bar. Sitting at the counter, Emeka nursed a glass of beer, his mind swirling with conflicting emotions. Across the room, Oke spotted Emeka and joined him. Noting the troubled expression on his friend's face, "Emeka, what happened?" Oke asked gently. Emeka recounted the evening's events, his voice tinged with bitterness. "She yelled at me, Oke," he admitted quietly. "Stella said I couldn't handle anything, not even a simple accident." Oke listened intently, his brow furrowed with concern. "I warned you about this, Emeka," Oke replied, shaking his head. "You need to find your own path, my friend. Relying on Stella for everything won't lead you to respect or fulfillment." Emeka stared into his glass, the weight of Oke's words sinking in. The following morning, as sunlight filtered through the curtains of Stella's opulent bedroom, Emeka awakened to find Stella sitting beside him, her expression softened with remorse. "Emeka," she began quietly, "I owe you an apology." Surprised by Stella's humility, Emeka listened as she explained how her outburst has been fueled by stress from work, not by any fault of his own. "I let my frustrations get the better of me," she admitted, reaching out to touch his hand. "I'm sorry, Emeka." Moved by Stella's sincerity, Emeka forgave her, his heart heavy with conflicting emotions. He appreciated her honesty, yet couldn't shake off the lingering doubts Oke's words had planted in his mind. In the days that followed, Emeka found himself increasingly lost in thoughts. He cherished his time with Stella, but couldn't ignore the truth in Oke's cautionary words. He realized that true respect and fulfillment came from independence and self-reliance, not from relying on someone else's generosity. Emeka began to think of his future with a newfound clarity. He loved Stella deeply, but he needed to find a way to stand on his own feet, to earn respect and to feel fulfilled in his own right. In the bustling city of Lagos, news of David, the famous musician, marrying Chi, his longtime love, spread like wildfire. People chattered excitedly about how David's career has soared since being with Chi, whose cooking skills got the music superstar David hooked to her. "Okay," Emeka's best friend remarked knowingly. "Look at David. He found his love with Chi. Maybe you need someone who brings you fortune." Emeka nodded thoughtfully, considering how a partner could influence one's destiny. Emeka's curiosity rose when he heard about Madame Basira's, popularly known as Iya Basira restaurant, known across Lagos for its delicious dishes that warmed the heart. Eager to experience it for himself, Emeka stepped into the modest eatery, greeted by the aroma of spices and the comforting chatter of pans. Each bite of the flavorful meal felt like a taste of home he had been missing. Impressed by the tantalizing flavors, Emeka asked about the wonderful cook behind the food. With pride in her voice, Madame Basira introduced her daughter Yetunde, whose cooking skills were legendary, to serve him more food. The more Emeka ate Iya Basira's food cooked by Yetunde, the more he wanted to eat that day. Emeka and Yetunde quickly formed a bond over their love for good food and genuine conversation. Emeka found himself drawn to Yetunde's warmth and the sincerity in her laughter. Weeks passed as Emeka found comfort in Yetunde's company at Madame Basira's bustling restaurant. They shared stories and dreams that had deep meaning with Emeka's soul. Yetunde's cooking not only delighted him, but also lifted his spirits. Meanwhile, Emeka sensed a growing distance between him and Stella. When she asked about his whereabouts, he would simply say he was busy with tasks in the workshop. His thoughts increasingly focused on his new relationship with Iya Basira's daughter, Yetunde. With Oke's words echoing in his mind like the distant rhythm of city traffic, Emeka faced a decisive moment. He knew he needed to heed his friend's advice. Summoning courage, Emeka made the difficult decision to end things with Stella. He moved out of her elegant apartment, determined to carve his own path to independence. He fully embraced Yetunde into his new mansion, and he said to himself, "It's now I found a perfect woman who cooks well, smiles often, and is always at home to welcome me from work, unlike Stella that was most time at work when I returned home." Being Iya Basira's daughter, Yetunde didn't disappoint in her cooking. She spent time cooking different delicious meals in Emeka's modern kitchen. She was young, pretty, and inherited her mother's wonderful skills of making every food she cooked tasty. Emeka would always run home to eat Yetunde's meal. He would always sweat no matter how cold the air conditioner was. He would always lick his fingers and close his eyes dreamily as Yetunde's tasty meals always sent him to heaven. He would always say aloud, "It's now I'm enjoying life, good food, business is doing well, and I have a young pretty wife too. Life is good." Emeka embraced the hope that his connection with Yetunde would bring him the fulfillment he sought, much like Chi had brought to David, the famous musician. Yetunde had her own secret ambitions. She believed it was Chi who brought luck to David with Chi's cooking skills, and she believed that she, Yetunde, was a better cook than she. She dreamt of meeting a famous man who would make her as famous as Chi and bring wealth too. One fateful day in bustling Lagos, she crossed paths with Yino, a renowned Igbo rapper. They embarked on a secret romance, and Yetunde became convinced that Yino was her ticket to fame and fortune. In time, Yetunde made a painful decision to leave Emeka for Yino. Emeka pleaded with her to stay, his heart heavy with sorrow. Yetunde gently declined, explaining, "Yino can make me famous, just like David did for Chi. I need someone who can help me achieve my dreams." Emeka watched silently as Yetunde walked away, feeling abandoned and betrayed. That same week, Stella took decisive action to reclaim her property. The workshop and the cars Emeka had used all registered in her name. Emeka found himself losing everything he had accumulated through court orders because everything was legally in Stella's name. Desperate, he begged Stella for another chance, but her response was firm and final. "You were ungrateful, Emeka," Stella said with a mix of disappointment and resolve. "I loved you, but you took me for granted. I'm moving on and marrying a good man next month." Emeka's spirit crushed. He looked for company in the Lagos bar he normally visited. Nursing his sorrows, he bitterly blamed Oke for the advice that led him astray. Oke listened patiently before replying, "I gave you advice, Emeka, but I didn't force you to take the advice. It was your decision to take my advice." Looking back on his choices, Emeka realized he had relied too much on what other people said or did, like David and Chi's social media success, rather than trusting his own instincts. In his pain and sorrow, Emeka couldn't help but blame David and Chi, believing their public relationship had deceived him about the truth about life. He learned the lesson that comparing himself to others, especially through what people posted on social media, had made him make bad decisions. As the noise of Lagos faded into the night, Emeka promised himself that he would take responsibility for his decisions and begin the tough and painful journey of rebuilding his life, free from fake life. And he said he would never think again that he could get happiness outside more than the happiness he could create for himself. Out of carelessness, he had lost a woman who truly loved him. As he looked at the pictures of David and Chi on social media that Oke was looking at, he shed a tear and said to himself that those who were unhappy with where they were in life because of what they saw on social media were making grave mistakes. Oke placed a hand on his shoulder and said, "Take heart, man. Do you think Emeka deserved what happened to him by trying to be like David and Chi?" Let's have your comments on that. This is Royal African Tales TV. This story is the property and copyright of Neo Phoenix Illumination Limited.